me just continue. Okay. And I will put my glasses on and off. And you're okay with me asking you stuff about your skin and your life and why you're doing this and all that stuff? Okay. It's going to be such a good conversation. I'm actually so excited to speak to you because I'm so genuinely interested in why you're doing this, right? So I love this. So it's so cool. Okay. So
you ready?
Like when you're ready, we can go.
Amazing. Okay. I am recording in 5, 4, 3.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to On the DL. We are talking about skin today, one of my favorite topics. We're talking about wellness and the wellness of your skin, but the revolutionary CBD for your skin. I'm so excited to talk about this because I've recently become a believer, and I thought it was so important to have somebody on the show to dispel myths, talk about why it works. So we have Samantha Marchioni on. Hi, Sam. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Sam is a skin specialist. She's also a makeup artist, which is fantastic because in my line of work, I always like to talk to makeup artists. You're also an instructor at many colleges across Ontario and the co-founder of Nuvive. So Nuvive is the product that I discovered. I'm so grateful. Nuvive sent me a whole bunch of tiny little samples of skincare products. This was a while ago, all infused with CBD. And I thought, what is this? And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try because I love to try everything. And I don't want to say I was immediately hooked, but I started to see changes. And there were 2 areas that I saw changes, Sam. One, I smeared the hand cream all over my knee when my knee was swollen. So a friend of mine said, why don't you try that CBD cream on your knee? Because I'd hurt my knee recently, or at the time it was recently. And then I started to see a difference in my skin in terms of how smooth it felt. I was using the face cream and how my makeup stayed on.
Right. It was a game changer, honestly.
So that's when I reached out and I said, okay, Sam, you gotta come on the DL because I want to know what's up with this. And when I say CBD, even my kids went, Mom, you're using CBD for your skin? I said, there's no THC in it. What is with even kids even think that skincare could be something that you can ingest, and it's not. So I want to dispel all of that, and I want to talk about the healing properties of CBD. So first of all, tell me a little bit about what is Nuvive, because you're the co-founder of the skincare.
For sure. So Nuvive is a CBD wellness brand. We specialize in skincare. So we really combine naturally derived plant-rich antioxidants with CBD, or you can say the word cannabis, even though everyone gets a little hesitant.
They do.
And we basically create a product that hasn't really been seen in the Canadian market so far, at least in a legal way. Our brand is really about empowering people to find the newest thing for their wellness and really take wellness past just your skin, really about, how you're feeling when you spend time just taking care of yourself, when you're washing your face or, spending time like massaging your hands. Our brand is really just about reprioritizing your self-care and creating products that are user-friendly, that stomp the stigma that sometimes cannabis carries and provide options for anyone really that want to explore the newest in skincare, but do it in a really safe and responsible kind of way.
So here's my thing. There are numerous plant extracts in numerous products for skin, particularly for face, like a face cream, a face cleanser, a face toner. And whenever somebody reads plant extract, whatever it may be, people gravitate towards that and think, oh, that's so good for me. But the second that somebody reads CBD or an extract of cannabis, it's like, oh, I'm not going to use that.
Right. It's very interesting because it carries such a stigma to it. And usually exactly what you said, like the stigma comes from that psychoactive feeling or that out of body high that you feel when people consume cannabis. Because it's been regulated for so long, because it hasn't been legalized until 2018, people still have that stigma. And I mean, we're only about 3 years in, and we're really just trying to work our way of doing exactly what you said. Like, this is just another plant extract, but it performs in a really different way. It's something that people haven't tapped into yet. And it's exciting for our brand to kind of incorporate it into the products because it's really exploring new benefits for the skin and what it can do. So part of the plant is still undiscovered, but I almost find that the most exciting because there's so much more to it that we can soon learn how it can help your skin.
Tell me how it helped your skin and why you decided to get into this, because you are a skin specialist, you're a makeup artist. You could have opted to do anything in skincare. You could have figured out another plant. You could have chosen papaya, which we know is great for your skin, or cucumber extract for your skin. Why did you go down this route?
I think being in the skincare space for so long, working in retail, working with hundreds of brands, at a point, like I absolutely love every single part of it. But there's a point where you do get a little bit bored. Like sometimes it seems like this is the same ingredient in just a different package from a different brand, different price. And I was feeling that. And I was like, I feel so uninspired right now with what's in the market. I feel like there was no solution, or I don't know. It really was just a sense of frustration of like, I feel like every brand is talking to me the same. Every ingredient is just the same, but in a different bottle. And I was like, I want something new. So, spending my Saturday nights just looking at ingredients all the time, it's what I absolutely love to do. I came across CBD and I was like, what on earth is this? And why can't I get my hands on it? It was frustrating me. Like, where do I buy it? I can't find it at a Shoppers. I can't find it at Sephora. I can't find it anywhere that I would buy beauty. And I just see like cannabis leaves all over everything. And I was like, this is a mystery that I can't really figure out. So I dove in deeper and realized that CBD is really heavily regulated, and it's regulated the same way that cannabis is. Now, this is a blessing and a curse because we do have to jump through a bunch of leaps and bounds to maintain the legal status of our products. But once I dug deeper, I was like, there's a lot of promising benefit with CBD. And it actually taught me a lot about my skin, not so much what the plant does, but pretty much how we're treating our skin. And I was that person growing up. I've always loved beauty. Every single part of my life was about beauty, and I never had great skin. My skin is still my number one insecurity. And it's come a very long way. And the way that I was treating my skin was very aggressive. It was very much like, what scrub can I use to get rid of my acne? Like, what can I dry out? What can I put on to irritate? Yeah. And like, everyone is under that like misconception of like, if it's burning, it hurts. And I was there as well. And I worked in the industry and I was like, something is not right. Like, I don't know if this makes sense right away. And then when
Can you believe that we used to do that to our face?
I know. I'm like,
I used to scrub my face almost to the point where I wouldn't want to say it bled, but it was so
like
raw.
Yes. Oh my God.
And our mothers used to be like, you scrub off your makeup and you scrub your skin, you exfoliate it to almost like to the bone. It was like, oh.
And I was like, my face would come out beet red. And I was like,
red.
This is working. And I'm like,
that's right.
What's my logic there? So, I went deeper into education, went more so into formulation. I was like, this is not the way to be treating our skin. And when you think about it from an outside perspective, like damage does not equal benefit. It really is like, you need to give the skin back what it loves and what it needs, because then it will love you back. And that's where the whole idea of plant extracts came from, of, you can't just strip your skin and expect it to be better and expect it to look better. It really just does not make sense. It's more so, the more you give it, that is all of the good things with like antioxidants, plant oils, things that will hydrate, calm, and nourish the skin. Then it will show you that it loves you back because you're giving it the right amount of love,
So why do you think people are still, to this day, so freaked when you say CBD or any kind of extract from cannabis for a skin product? You're not ingesting it. There's no THC. There's no psychotropic element to a cream that has CBD oil that you're putting on your face. So why are people so freaked out?
I think it comes from multiple different perspectives, or a lot of different myths that kind of come from beauty, or again, that like fear-mongering language that sometimes people use. And there's a myth that's going around that, everything you put on your skin gets absorbed into your bloodstream. That is a complete myth. So it's like, if that was the case, then anytime we would take a bath, our body would swell up like a sponge. It really is not the case. So I think it's a mix of that misconception with, just the idea of cannabis. Like, there's a big mystery around it. There's a lack of education on it, mostly because it is so heavily regulated. that people don't understand it, and it's hard for them to find the accurate information. So when they don't have that information to make better decisions or learn about the plant, they kind of just go off of their assumptions of like cannabis equals high, equals, you know, being out of your body, not being yourself, not feeling like your brain is kind of working. And no matter what the education is, if they can't find it, they're just going to default back to, unfortunately, like the stigma of it. So because it is regulated, they can't really get that education because there's that stigma attached to it, combined with some myths. I think it creates a nice little jumble, and that's where, you know, all the hesitancy comes with it.
So you jumped into the skincare line. You're a co-founder, so you have a partner that you're working on really refining and bringing this beautiful products to the public, which I love. I also love that your product is women-led. That makes me very happy too. I always like to pump up women-led, particularly small business. But what is it about Nuvive that you feel that, I mean, it being the first, really, what do you think it's going to do to this industry? Like, what do you feel, where do you see it going?
I mean, I would love to see it go worldwide, but
wow.
I think the
Amazing.
difference that I really want to make is, you know, number one, exploring what CBD can do for you both internally and externally. I have firsthand experience with, you know, using it for my wellness, strictly to make myself, you know, be my better self. And the experience that I had from it, combined with, you know, my background in beauty, and sometimes hearing the language or the narrative that brands put on majority women, because women are, you know, take up majority of the beauty users, is, I don't know, it just didn't sit with me very well. It was very much like, you know, use this, you're not pretty, but use this product and then you'll be so happy. You'll wake up 20 years younger.
Wow.
And that was just, I was like, why is there such negativity? Like, it really just
nonsense.
Yeah, like it sounded condescending to me. Like, I'm not pretty, or I don't feel beautiful unless I use your product, unless I do this and this and this. And I was like, well, I don't like that as a brand. I don't think it's nice. I don't think it's empowering at all to make, you know, people feeling good so conditional. So I just wanted to, you know, create a brand that's centered around education. So I'm not telling you that you need to use this, you can't use this. It's really just about like, use what makes you feel good, use what makes you feel beautiful. I'm just going to give you the education for you to make great decisions. So if you are thinking about vitamin C, I'm going to tell you all about vitamin C. And if you feel like that's something that you want to use, awesome. I'm not going to be that brand that tells you you have to use this or else your skin is going to be XYZ in a negative way. So where I want to see the brand is ultimately changing the narrative and making skincare fun again, taking some fear and intimidation out of the category, because I think it can be super overwhelming for a lot of people. And I want to shift that language a little bit in the industry.
So why is it that, so I put the hand cream on my knee and it felt so much better. Why did that happen? How'd that happen? What was that magic?
What was the magic? I'm like, magician never tells.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I think mainly the interaction between CBD and your skin comes from something called the Endocannabinoid System. And this system is a pretty important system in your body. It wasn't discovered until the late 1990s, I believe, which I always joke, like, that's a really long time to figure out a whole system in the body that no one really knew about. But it's a really important system because it helps to regulate or maintain homeostasis in your body. So if you are experiencing like mood fluctuations or stress or a lack of sleep or pain and inflammation in the skin or the body, that endocannabinoid system is what works to kind of help you out. So CBD is kind of like that lock and key system to the endocannabinoid system. So it helps to really read where your body really needs support and send help to that area. So that's kind of what happened to your knee. Is like you were,
and my hands were extremely dry, and I used the hand cream.
It's really just about, like, I always say, it just brings you back to your best self. So it's not going to make you feel no worries. So it's not going to make you feel an out of body experience. I always say CBD is not what you feel, it's what you don't feel. And that's kind of
I know people are listening to this and they're not watching, but I'm gonna pull it up anyways because I have my new Vive goodie bag, which I threw everything in here today. So we're talking about the hand cream, and the line is called Soothe, correct? Which
Yes.
I think is so fitting because that's how I felt after I used it. I love this. This is actually in my purse because
Oh, I
my
love
hands are so raw from washing my hands so much. Like
sanitizing. Oh my gosh.
yeah, when I'm at the studio or I'm wherever and I'm washing my hands, I always throw this on after and it feels so good. But
Mhm.
this is what I was flipped about, okay? Like honestly. So I'm not sure if it was the face cream or if it was the combination of where is it? Not the I love the cleanser too, but the mist. These two products together, I don't know what the deal is, but my makeup stayed on. It didn't move.
Oh my
My
gosh. Can
makeup
I
did
give you a
not
tip?
move. Yes, please.
The mist as your setting spray as well.
Is that
Unreal.
what it was?
Well, it was definitely both of them because you're getting hydration like deeper into your skin and then you're sealing it in with the moisturizer. But even if
Yeah.
you were to use that mist afterwards as a setting spray, it just makes your skin look so skin-like and natural and glowy. The mist is, oh my gosh, I have pictures I can show you after of how damaged my skin barrier got this winter, my hands, my lips, my face, everything. At the time, it was before the mist launched. So I ran out of my sample and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this now. As soon as I kind of brought it back into my routine, my skin was repairing itself. And it was so, so helpful. Honestly, the mist
Honestly,
is a really
you
great
think
one.
I'm kidding? I'm not. I'm putting it on right now. Look, I don't know if you get, oh, it feels so good. Oh, it's going to dry. I
I
just put
keep it
this
at
all over my face
awesome.
and it's going to dry in a second and it smells so good. And I'm going to use this on top of my makeup. I used it under my makeup as sort
You
of
can
like a
use it
setting,
both.
but this is,
Yeah, honestly, a lot
like
of people
gold.
love it just because the scent is so nice and refreshing. It does great things for your skin, but I'm so guilty. I keep one like in my purse at my desk. So whenever I have any minor inconvenience, I'm like, okay, I need my mist to just calm me down right now.
And so okay, so just walk me through this. So the Soothe line had everything has CBD.
Yes.
Everything in the Soothe line has CBD. Does it vary in terms of how much per product, or they all have the exact amount because it's regulated and you're only allowed to use a certain amount?
So the facial care has all the same amount. So they're all 150 milligrams of CBD each. And then
Okay.
our hand cream actually has 200 milligrams.
Mm.
Usually our hands need a little bit more loving because we tire our hands out and we do not give them enough attention. They are working all day, every day. We're over sanitizing them. They're exposed to external elements. So I just figured they need a little bit more love. So we increased the CBD content on that one to really make sure you're getting that instant gratification of, you're putting that hand cream on. It's not leaving like any type of residue, but it's doing the
Not
job.
at all. No residue at all. It smells so good. And why does it smell so good? What is that? What is that?
That is lavender, and I believe we have a
Mm,
little bit of citrus in there, but it's very, very
that's
soft
why.
because
Yeah,
it kind of like dissipates throughout the day.
it's
Wanted to
very
give
unassuming, which I love.
yeah.
Like you put on a hand cream sometimes and like the whole room smells like cocoa butter or
Yeah,
vanilla.
exactly.
My
Again,
friend used to always, my friend used to refer to another friend of ours that she used to say like every time that she would see her, she would get a vanilla kiss because it was like whenever you get a hug, like just there
yeah,
was so much vanilla on her that it just came off. But it wasn't like she was dousing herself in vanilla. It was just the cream that she was using. So
yeah, and
so
it's so
overpowering.
fragrant, right?
But this is not. I like that it's very underwhelming, but just enough that it smells
Mhm.
so fresh and clean.
And super
And
gender neutral too.
so Soothe only has the 4 products.
We currently have 4. Yes, we do have a beverage as well. I'm trying to see what you
Yes.
cleanser, mist,
Yep.
moisturizer, the trio pack, hand cream. Yeah, so we have a beverage
Talk
as
to
well.
me. Talk to me about the beverage for your skin.
Yes. So beverage more so is a focus on internal wellness as opposed to the skin. It literally behaves the same way of like balancing you out. So it's kind of taking it back to that endocannabinoid system of, figuring out where your body might be out of balance and sending some support there. So really it depends on the type of person that like your body composition, quite honestly, or what your concerns are. Some people have used our beverage to help support sleep. And this is just feedback that we get. And honestly, however it helps someone, as long as we've helped someone, we've done our job. Some people can use it to support sleep. Some people might opt for it for like mood fluctuations or anxiety, feelings of anxiety. So it really is just, again, figuring out what your body needs and bringing that support there internally.
It's interesting because when you talk about sleep, we know that a good night's sleep, your skin does look so much better the next day. The older you get, it actually makes more sense. My mother used to say that when we were younger, if you don't sleep well, you're not going to look great the next day. I'm like, what is she talking about? Who cares? Like if I have bags under my eyes, I'll just put makeup on.
Like I have
She's
considered
right.
that.
She's totally right. If you do not have a good night's sleep, if you're not hydrated and sleep enough, your skin does not look good the next day.
Yeah. And that's why I always talk about like wellness and skincare and self-care is as much as it is inside as it is out. People don't understand the toll that your skin takes if you're stressed. Like that, what the power that stress has over our bodies is insane. So it really is just managing, you know, taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is skincare because you're caring for, you know, how your body is resting, how your skin is recovering. And then just feeling good kind of through little, you know, lifestyle habits throughout the day.
You know, I love this because I recently had shared that last week we did a segment on DNA and genetic testing, and I found out recently that there's many genes that I am missing to help with the antioxidant process in my body. And one of the ways that would show up, many ways it's going to show up, but one way it will show up is on my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it when I was much, much younger. I had terrible acne as a teenager and in my young 20s, and that all went away. Thank goodness, because I know adult acne is a real thing, and it's so disabling for so many women as they get older. But of course, I worry about any chemicals that I'm putting on my face now, because now knowing that I can't really process or break down the chemicals, it's even worse for me. So that's why I love the idea that this is all natural, and it is CBD coming from the plant that, I mean, to me, it makes such sense why my skin really looks so much better using it. And that's why I just threw the mist on right now. I don't know. I mean, we're on a podcast. You can't see. Can you see my skin right now? Is it crazy how much it's glowing? Beautiful. I'm telling you, I posted it. I used this several times, but there was one weekend night that we went out with friends. We hadn't seen in a long time. And one of the women had remarked and said, your skin looks so good. I'm like, okay, I have to tell you about this product. And then I posted it because I said, you have to see what I did. Like I had put the cream on in the afternoon. I let it sit and then I moisturized it. Like it was just one of those self-care days. But then I realized it can't just be about self-care, like taking an hour. It has to be part of the routine.
Yeah.
So if it's part of the routine, how do people find Nuvive? Because it's not at Shoppers Drug Mart. It's not at Sephora.
It is a little bit of a hunt, but I promise when you figure out the little secret, you can get your hands on it. So like I mentioned before, Nuvive is a legal CBD wellness brand. So a lot of the times you may see in your Sephora store, you may see like cannabis plants all over packaging. You know, as great as those products are, they unfortunately don't have the secret ingredient, which is that CBD. In Canada,
really?
I know it's so.
What do you mean? Hold on, Sam, go back. So if I'm not outing any brand. I don't want to do that. But if I'm looking at a certain brand and it says CBD infused, it's not?
So what brands will kind of do, and it's a little bit into like the different kinds of cannabis plants. So I'll jump into that for a second.
Okay.
Basically, there's hemp derived, or there's the hemp plant, and then there's the cannabis plant. Mm-hmm. In Canada, they both come from the same species, but in Canada, we don't differentiate between the two. It's like whatever is under that cannabis species umbrella is cannabis. When you extract the oil from the seed of the hemp plant, so this is also known as hemp seed oil or cannabis sativa seed oil. Technically, it's from the same plant, but it's the only part of the plant that doesn't have CBD in it. So that's why it's not regulated like that. So hemp seed oil is a phenomenal skincare ingredient. It's got a lot of omega fatty acids in there, but it's not CBD. It just happens to come from the same plant. However, it's the only part of the plant that doesn't carry that superstar CBD in there. So that's why when you go into your traditional beauty stores, you'll see hemp seed oil, but what you really have to look for is CBD, or cannabidiol is the long-term name for it. So when you're shopping for a Nuvive, you won't find us in those stores because we've found a way to use the CBD from the plant and use that in a legal way. So we're actually sold in cannabis dispensaries and through the online legal provincial board. I know, not your place to get skincare, but we're there.
Wow, that, and again, that would seem overwhelming to some people. So we hope that it would become more mainstream eventually, but you're just not there yet. We're hoping with
For
some more
sure.
awareness that it will get there, right?
Yeah.
But people shouldn't be turned off by that. In fact, it's an easy sort of like go online. It's not hard, right? If you go to nuvive.com, or is it nuvive.ca?
It's nuvive.com, and it's exactly the way that you said, is like, as much as it is inconvenient, you can absolutely shop online, but as much as it is inconvenient to be searching for this product, not where you're typically purchasing beauty, there's almost a sense of comfort in it, as like, I would rather be transparent with what's in my products, go the legal route, so that ultimately at the end of the day, like, you're getting a safe product. You're getting a product that, I'm telling you what's in it and is actually in there, and you can reap the reward of that in itself. And if it means that, the packaging will look a little bit different, or how you get it will look a little bit different, so be it. Ultimately, you're getting great things for your skin. And keep in mind, and I don't think we mentioned this yet, all of our products are THC free. So if people are ever worried about THC in the products, CBD will never give you that out of body psychoactive experience. THC is usually what will do that. But either way, in a cream, you don't have to worry about that whatsoever with Nuvive.
But you can order the products on your website. Can you do that? Or you have to go?
Due to regulations, unfortunately, you cannot order them through our website. So you can, if you go on ocs.ca and search Nuvive, you'll see our full selection there. The online buying process is actually super easy, and it actually gets delivered to your door. So very convenient for people that might not be comfortable stepping into a physical store. So shopping online is a great, super easy process as well.
OCS.com is just like going to Sephora.com or Mac.com, or it's just .com. It's the same thing. Just look up Nuvive when you go to the website. It's not, I always say I'm never promoting one brand over another, or something over another on the DL. But when I find something that I really feel like is worth value and talk about that, I really want to expose it and talk about it. And that's why I wanted you to come on here and talk about it so openly, because it is, to me, it's like this untouched gem right now. We're just at like the tip of the iceberg with this skincare product.
It very much is. Yeah, it is. We always joke around and we call it like the new beauty secret. And it's interesting because CBD is actually the #1 trending skincare ingredient. And then when I talk to, a group of people, 9 out of 10 people might know what CBD is, but even then they're like, yeah, that's kind of, they just know that CBD is cannabis, and that's kind of where their education ends. So I'm like, it's a process to get there, but exactly like you said, we do believe that it, does really outstanding things for your skin. So I'm happy to go through the process and educate people on what it can do, how they can buy it, if it means that they can, experience something new for their wellness.
So you just said you can't buy the products at your website or on your website, but you certainly can go to your website and get some education and learn more about the products, which I love too, because I was on your website the other day, just going through everything and every product, because I was trying to find out, what is the magic with this mist? Why does my face look like this? It's true though. It's really quite something. So I urge people to go to the website too. And also you are starting to host masterclasses. Is that true?
So if you go on our website, you will see kind of like frequently asked questions about CBD, similar to the questions that we've kind of answered today of, will this get me high? How do I know what to look for? But we also offer live virtual masterclasses. We offer them 5 times a week. And it really is just being that olive branch of, I know skincare can be scary. I know cannabis can absolutely be intimidating, but let me help you and make it super approachable to teach you more about where this plant comes from, what it can do for your skin, how you can get it, and some of like the myths or truths behind the world of cannabis and why it's such a secret. So we host those master classes 5 times a week, and we have multiple different classes. Yes, I'm like, I love talking to people. I love spending hours talking about skincare. So that's usually what they end up as, is a great community that really just goes back and forth of, you know, I'm using this serum. Can I use this with that? This is my skin concern. So it really is just honestly a fun time to just talk about skincare, learn some new things, learn about more options that are there for your wellness, and, you know, feel great. I mean, it was something that we really enjoyed doing during COVID, and we want to keep that up and get that community still kind of there, and, you know, get a bunch of passionate wellness lovers in a little virtual room together and talk everything beauty.
What kind of secrets or tips can you give us about makeup? Because your makeup is flawless.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I know that you have your New Beef products on under your makeup. What kind of tips can you give us?
Oh, about my makeup. I would say, you know what, one of my favorite tips for makeup, which is a little bit unconventional, I love using like a beauty blender, a beauty sponge. My under eyes specifically are always like so pesky, and they crease, and they give me a really difficult time. So I actually use my beauty blender, and I use my loose setting powder. So like a damp beauty blender, loose setting powder, and really just press it into the skin. It gives the skin a really nice natural finish without drying the skin out, without looking too powdery. So that's usually how I get my makeup to last me about 16 hours with no creasing. Wow. I know. 60. I'm one of the people that once my makeup is on, I don't like to touch it. Me neither. I'm just like, it's there, and whatever we end off at is kind of where it's at.
Sam, honestly, look at how my face is glowing right now from the mist that I put on.
Fantastic. I don't know if it's the mist or just your skin.
No, it's the, well, you saw me put the mist on, right? You saw it. And guess what, everybody? I'm not high. No THC in the CBD infused facial mist, right? So like, let's just dispel like all of these myths about this fantastic plant that is healing our skin.
Yeah. Plants, there's definitely some power of the plants for sure.
And if you could tell me what that power is.
It's antioxidants. Honestly, it is antioxidants. A lot of people underestimate what antioxidants do because, like I said, they always opt for what will hurt or damage their skin in hopes that it'll get better. Antioxidants really, they prevent free radical damage from happening. So everyone, I always give the example of like blueberries. Like I eat blueberries because I know they're an antioxidant, but I'm like, what are they doing? Yeah, I'm like, what are they doing for me? So I'm here to explain it to you. Antioxidants really prevent against something called free radical damage. What free radical damage is, I love it. What free radical damage is, it really helps to fight against, it tends to damage your skin. And it breaks down the collagen and elastin in your skin. So those two things, collagen and elastin, are what keeps our skin supple and what keeps it firm. As we age, naturally, we lose collagen and elastin. And basically what antioxidants do is they prevent those free radicals from damaging your skin in the first place. So back to kind of what you had said about, you know, I don't like to put chemicals on my face. It's really hard because chemicals are everything. Like our cleanser, you know, when you think about it, is, you know, it's got chemicals in it, but the chemicals are plant extracts. Some chemicals that we can't control are the pollution that ultimately is everywhere. So the pollution essentially will be damaging your skin, accelerating the aging process, which, you know, again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with aging. It is a blessing to be able to age, but there is a way to control it and to have healthy skin. Amen. So bringing antioxidants into your routine can prevent premature damage from happening, which is why, you know, a lot of people that have great skin probably use a lot of antioxidants like vitamin C, like CBD, like vitamin E as well. And usually antioxidants tend to come from those plant extracts. So that's why, you know, there's a lot of magic in the mix, but it really just comes down to giving your skin what it needs and what it loves, and it will love you back.
And one last question. How much are these products? Are they competitive with what you would find at Shoppers Drug Mart or Sephora?
For sure. So I think our most expensive item is actually our trio pack, which comes with 3 products in one. And it comes with a full size of our moisturizer, which is about $60. And then everything else is usually, I think our hand cream is around 20, anything from like 20 to 40, I would say is the price range for our products. And again, We want to combine the highest quality ingredients, include CBD in there, but also make it a great price point for people to feel like they can try something new and see what it can do for them.
I'm very grateful that you came on and spoke to me so openly about, your journey with skincare and why you're really sticking to this. Like you're really committed to making this work. And I applaud you for that because I know it's hard. You're running a small business, you have a vision and a dream, and you want this to be something. And I hope that for you because these products are beautiful. And I'm not just saying that, they're absolutely beautiful. And I really hope people really find some education in our conversation and reach out. And if they need more education, they reach out to you. Take a master class one day. Go to OC. How do you say OSC?
OCS.ca.
OCS. Sorry.
Yeah, I know it's a little
OCA. And get a sample pack. Get a trio. Get something, and you'll see, because this is just like, it's just something. It's really amazing. Thank you, Sam. It was so wonderful of you to come on and talk to me about this stuff. I wish you all the best with New Vive. We'll keep in touch for sure, because I have a feeling that this product line is going to expand.
I'm excited. You stay tuned for our upcoming products. You're going to love them.
Yes, I'm waiting for a foot cream for next winter, and I want a full body cream. I want like from head to toe, like elbows and everywhere. I want to just be, and I'm looking for a sunscreen next summer.
You'll be the first to know, which means that your followers and audience will be the first to know as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Sam. Be well.
Awesome.
So good.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Sam, you were